I'm Cathie MacRooyen, and I'm here with another wee episode to explain life for displaced Scots around the world. I started here in Johannesburg, which is in South Africa, because basically that's where I live. South Africa is way down the bottom of Africa, this massive continent where so many of us Scots came in the early 70s. And I've been here for a very, very long time. And quite frankly, I love it. Now, right now, in 2020, there has been a tremendous big shift with the world. And in South Africa, we've had quite a tough lockdown of it. Our first stage, which was stage 5, we couldn't go anywhere. We could go to the shops, but we couldn't run. There was all sorts of things. And the strange things, as the week started getting into months, I started hearing things. I heard a strange sound, although it felt like it was in the distance, and I'm thinking, is that my heart, or is it actually a real sound? And then I saw it. It was on Facebook. Somebody in my neighbourhood was playing the bagpipes. He was playing the pipes. I had to investigate. And it was fantastic, because right around the corner, and over at Glen a wee bit, there he was, playing in his full regalia, and I went to go and see and to find out who was he, and what was he doing, and why was he doing it. Now, I'm really ashamed to admit and to say this out loud, but I had no idea that a bagpipe, or bagpipes, could be so complicated. Richard and his lovely wife Leanna and his 2 girls decided at the beginning of lockdown that they were going to pay tribute to their family over in the NHS overseas, and they started playing, they started practicing. And what a lovely story. Every night he started at 6 o'clock, and as it got darker he started going a bit earlier and earlier, and now at the moment, because it's midwinter here in Johannesburg, he's playing at 5 o'clock, and it is icy. But his lovely young girls dance as well sometimes, depending on how they can fit it into their new lockdown schedule, because the kids nowadays, they're online. We're now encouraging them to be online, and they have to be, because they have to do their school. Anyway, back to the bagpipe. I did not know the detail and the complication. I just thought it was a wee noisy blether, a sheep's bladder. Ha 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 ha. The Afrikaans people, which are one of the local languages in South Africa, they call it, which I think is such a great term, the doodle suck. Doodle suck. It's better, more of a descriptive way than bagpipes. But anyway, I'm not going to argue with years and years and years and years of centuries of history, unlike some other people around the place. But the bagpipes are quite a complicated device. And he was saying that he has to play it every day, otherwise it dries out. It dries out.
It keeps you busy, It's not just a hobby that you can pick up once a week. You've got to play it quite a lot, otherwise it doesn't work. The bagpipe is one of those instruments that if you don't play regularly, it lets you know. It lets you know. It really kicks you in the butt and says, you haven't played, and it can give you troubles. I mean, it's such a sensitive instrument. I've had it where I've tuned up, everything's sounding fine, go outside, and the drones don't want to work. They just refuse point blank to work. They stop, they don't want to work. It is a temperamental instrument like you won't believe. Okay.
But that song touches my heart, and it touched his heart, because his mother was Scots, but he's South African. But from a young boy's age, he had this calling to play the pipes, and now he does it so well, and he's a part of a band. And I did not know in South Africa that the bagpipes are really such an attractive commodity for so many non-Scots people. I'm going to investigate further, because there's the Highland gatherings which we have locally, and there's the regionals, and there's the nationals, and then there's the schools, and then there's the school pipers, and who knew that there's a whole subculture of pipers in South Africa? I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic. So as I was standing there recording, there was the moon, there were the neighbours, all gathered round. He did say in the beginning there was a lot more of a crowd, but I think people are getting a wee bit blasé about this lockdown, and some people have to go back to work online. But he stands and he plays his Amazing Grace, and he plays his repertoire that he practices every day, and then he tries to learn a new song every day, a new song on the pipes. I had no idea, but now I do. And I stood there and I felt the tear in my eye as he played, and I looked out to that crisp, dry night, and the echoes of the pipes were going over their valley, and a curious cat even came, and apparently this cat comes every night, so it must be a Scots cat. And they have a wee bit of a camaraderie, neighbourly camaraderie, and I think it's terrific. Not only is he paying tribute to the essential services that had to keep working during the first phase of lockdown, he's now paying tribute to every fallen soldier on either side, because frankly, the pipes touch people's hearts and their ears. Some people prefer to not have to touch their ears. But he plays with his passion, and he plays with his pride, and he stands in his kilt, which was a family clan kilt, which was hidden for many years in a building in Glasgow. And then they discovered it. And it turns out it's his family's clan's kilt that he has to play in his club. That's just another wee sideline, which all these nice little synchronicities which I'm finding out here in lockdown. Here in Johannesburg, South Africa. So thank you for exploring with me the legend of the bagpipe in Johannesburg, South Africa. And a little bit more of the mechanisms as to how it goes and how it plays and how it's came about. I'm looking forward to finding it more. Keep joining me. I'm Cathie MacRooyen.